Okay, welcome. It is now already November. I cannot believe that this year is almost over. So I know that this is a very busy time of year. It's kind of right now almost feels maybe like the calm before the storm type of time because we are about to we've got Black Friday coming up, which really kicks off the shopping season, but even on Amazon. And then Monday, people really start going crazy with Cyber Monday. They're on that platform on Amazon shopping. So I am really excited about this topic because this is something that I've only mentioned a few things in passing, but I think that will be very helpful, especially if you are looking to continue to grow out who is buying your product month after month or on a regular basis on Amazon. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen so that we can just jump right in because I know it is such a busy time of the year. I want to respect your time as well, as I know we're all busy right this time of year. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so I want to talk about how to drive more repeat business on Amazon. This is very exciting because really for kind of predicting sales or just continuing to build out loyalty to your brand, you really need repeat business. And some customers are never really going to necessarily delve into your own website or other places. So really building and driving more repeat business on Amazon can really just help you continue to grow your sales online. So it is a great thing to do. And I know for some brands, they might be a little hesitant because they're like, well, I really want them to buy from me. But like I said, keep in mind that you're trying to capture those people that would not be buying from you otherwise elsewhere, or they may have not ever even heard. Now, they may end up going and buying directly from you in the future, but really, I want to show you some specific ways that you can help with that repeat business on Amazon. Now, let's discuss mistakes because I want you to take those foundational pieces, but I also want you to then think about, okay, what are mistakes that I want to make sure that I don't have happen? Because you don't want to lose repeat customers, right? I've just mentioned how important it is to entice people to want to buy from you again and again. Now, I've already mentioned this, but it's amazing to me how many brands forget if they're eligible, they're not even offering subscribe and save. So making sure you're checking to see, are you eligible? And then if you are, offering it on your products, because that is going to allow someone to not even have to think about it. You have to remember, people, when they're shopping on Amazon, one of their primary things is they love the convenience of shopping in their pajamas or at home from the comforts of their own home. And just 1 or 2 days later, getting their package, getting their products that they ordered delivered right to their front door. They are all about convenience. So you have to remember the type of buyer that is happening on Amazon. If you're not offering an easy repeat reordering way for them, you're missing out a lot because most likely a competitor is. And if a competitor happens to be running ads on your brand name or something related to your product in the searches that day, then that customer all of a sudden is going to be like, oh, I'll try this. I'll buy this. And all of a sudden, and they have subscribe and save, and all of a sudden they've been enticed to subscribe because they get some kind of discount and incentive to subscribe. And then all of a sudden they're in a path with a different competitor. And, basically they don't even have to think about reordering. So do you see kind of the mindset of thinking through how people are shopping on Amazon? They love the convenience. So make sure you make it convenient for them. Another thing that we see, a mistake, is running out of stock on those subscribe and save enrolled products. Amazon actually does have metrics for you when you use subscribe and save. So let's say you've built up and you have, 25 people every month rebuying your product. If you run out of stock, that's going to hurt your metrics because all of a sudden Amazon is going to realize, well, this was not able to be repurchased because you didn't have enough inventory in stock. Maybe you ran completely out of stock. Now, something to keep in mind, I know right now a lot of brands are dealing with some manufacturing issues. So you have to think through that as an element. That's not typically the case, but I know right now is a different time with that is a concern for many brands. So keep that in mind if that's going to be a fit for you or not. But if you keep running out of stock, that is going to hurt your ability, and you may even lose your privilege for Subscribe and Save. So you definitely want to keep that in mind when you're enrolling them, but then also making sure you're constantly staying in stock. So, something that you could do is just making sure to always, even if you have to send in smaller shipments, to continue to fuel that ability for those repeat buyers plus the new buyers to get your product over and over again. Another mistake is not leveraging your brand stores to entice followers to shop on your, to follow your page. So if you've used brand registry, and I hope that you have that. I know I've months ago talked about brand registry, the importance of it, the advantages of it. One of the advantages that I shared then is brand stores. So right under your title, it's going to say visit your brand name store, and it's in blue, and it's a link. When people click on it, they'll be taken over to your brand stores page. And I explained a lot about how this all of a sudden opens up the ability for, instead of someone just being aware of one of your products, and maybe it's your flagship product that is very well known, but maybe you have other products, and all of a sudden you could increase your cart value and increase the ability for people to be buying more and more of your products. So it's kind of cross promoting your brand and your product line. So if you have that, there's in the top left corner, you may or may not have noticed this, but there is a button, and it's follow. It says follow at the top. So customers can actually click follow on your brand stores page, so they can start following your brand. So do you remember what I was mentioning about brand loyalty and building that loyalty with people? This is one of those things that's going to do that. If they're enticed to follow you, then they're going to know more about your new products that you might be launching or other things. A way to do that specifically to start growing your followers is you can create what's called Amazon posts every month, so that your brand and your products can get discovered. If you're not aware of Amazon posts, it is a great opportunity for you. And basically, it's kind of the concept. Amazon wants to have an element of, typically similar to what a social media post would be on Facebook or Instagram type thing. And they have specific parameters for how you create that. I could probably do a whole webinar on Amazon posts. But basically, you're putting out content, you're kind of helping them to see visually maybe how your product could be used or benefits of this particular ingredient within your product, some to that effect. So the more that you do posts, the more opportunities people will have to then have that. One of the things that they can do is they can start following your brand, right? Because keep in mind, we're trying to build brand loyalty on Amazon. And then when you do Amazon posts, if you're doing those every month, there's a few different places that'll show up. So it'll show up on your brand stores page, typically as one of the tabs, if you have a live brand stores page. And then it's also going to show up on products that can be discovered in what's called the carousels and the product listing. So usually below for other products. So Amazon will look to see, is this a relevant or a similar category or product? And you could start appearing in the carousel option, the one that has the arrow that you can keep clicking through on all the different other products kind of thing. That's the carousel. And all of a sudden your post could show up on that. It can also show up on content feeds for related products and categories. And like I said, or in the feed within your brand store's live page. So if you're not already using that, that is going to be a great opportunity to not only build awareness, but to build followers for your brand stores page, right? Because connected with all this is basically with that, when you start having followers, you can use what's called It's Amazon's new kind of like their email service, and it's called Customer Engagement. And it is in beta, so there's still features that are being built out and added out right now. So it's not fully built yet, but it is in beta. If you have brand registry, most likely you have access to this. And then you can use that to start informing people of new product launches, or maybe you're doing a special. This time of year would be perfect, right? You've got Black Friday coming up, Cyber Monday coming up. If you're doing something and you can tell people that have already bought from you on Amazon before that, hey, we have this deal going on, that is going to be huge. And I would recommend, even outside of Amazon, like on your other social media platforms, encouraging people to follow your brand stores page on Amazon so that you can keep them in the loop. Like I said, maybe they wouldn't buy from your website and they just love shopping on Amazon. Their payment information is in there. They love the convenience, right? So that is another way. If you're not leveraging that brand stores and Amazon post, most likely you are losing out on those repeat customers, right? Providing bad customer service, right? It's almost, once again, one of those that seems so obvious, but a lot of times people are coming into Amazon, and when they're buying, if they're having an issue with your product and there is something that you can do about it, I would highly recommend it. Keeping in mind, once again, what is the lifetime value of that customer? Like, what is over all the courses of how much they could be buying your brand and your product line? What would that add up to? So if they're having an issue with an order, doing everything you can to rectify it. Are there people that abuse this? Yes, but it's very, very rare from what we've seen. And you can always track certain, what's happening with certain customers because you can see previous orders. So if that's a concern of yours, you could make sure that that's not happening. Someone's not taking advantage of you. But typically people are just being honest with you. Like, this came to me and it was broken or something like that. And sometimes it can happen because, Amazon can ship things so quickly that it's not in maybe the right type of box. Once again, take that information, not only to give them the best experience possible, for instance, providing a full refund, or if you have, a replacement that you can send them in a very quick manner through Amazon, doing it that way, or guiding them through how to request a replacement from Amazon, that sort of thing, but making it as easy as possible for them so that they have that overall just amazing experience with you and your brand. And another mistake really, is you're not running advertising to direct people back to your brand and your listings. This is, a mistake that we do see happen. So you want to have people that are typing in your brand name or typing in a very relevant search term for your product. You want them to come to your brand and your listings. Remember, sponsored brands is great for this. You're losing out. And then also, if you don't have subscribe and save set up, or people are not really subscribing, using the subscribe and save option very much, then you would want to look at making sure that you're using ads to drive them back to your brand and products. And then all of a sudden they see an advertising, thing that you have out on Amazon when they're searching. They're like, oh, I think I did like this product. And I'm kind of interested in trying something else on their product line, right? Once again, building that great experience and that customer loyalty with them.